Party people in the place to be, live from 58 Dream Street. Greg and James beat 'em up. That's right, it's your favorite show on Twitch, where this guy, James, and this guy,
Greg,
play beat 'em ups. Not just any beat 'em up, every beat 'em up. J-Dog in the house, Cedric, glad to have you with us. Here we are as we continue. We're getting awful close. We are, to use my word of the year, converging on completing the 80s.
Yeah.
Bit by bit, day by day.
We're gonna have to go back.
Let's actually
get these Amiga games.
let's take a look.
Point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcade wise, we're very close.
Arcade
wise, there are 3 on the docket for tonight. Although we're actually hoping to only get through 2, because those will be game 48 and 49 that we've played in our journey through the beat 'em up genre. And next week happens to be our 50th episode. So 50th game on episode 50.
It's
like poetry.
There's poetry there, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see.
And then
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, a few more after that.
Yeah, then there are, 3 more arcade games from the 80s. And let's see, what else? What else are we missing from the 80s, if anything? This is our to-be-played list. That's it.
Yeah.
So after we finish the arcades, the only remaining bit of the 80s requires me to get emulators working for the Amiga and the Amstrad CPC.
That one
is the intimidating one.
Yeah.
My own memories of playing games on my neighbor's Amiga when I was a kid, which I did not know was an Amiga at the time, but I have used research to backfill my memories. I went through every game I could remember us playing until I found one that was a platform exclusive. Flood, an Amiga exclusive game about a little guy in a place that is steadily flooding. Anyway, the Amiga PC was extremely easy.
Yeah.
To get games working. I believe it was quite literally just put disc 1 in, turn it on, and I'll tell you when to put disc 2 in and disc 3 and disc 4. So I'm optimistic about that. The Amstrad CPC, I have no idea. I don't even know. Is that I know there was a computer that had color in the title. Kind of like Color PC. Maybe that's it. I've heard the CRPG Act frequently not enjoy the CRPGs on that platform. But I don't know. So that might be tricky, or maybe it is similar. Maybe it's just one emulator does Amiga and Amstrad. Who knows?
Yeah, it is color. You're right. It's short for Color Personal Computer.
Yeah. So by 1989, what are you holding on to here? You're dunking on the Macintosh, but the Amiga, the Commodore 64, the Windows, the IBM PC, they have all got colors. But whatever. So here we are. We have 3 games on the docket, but again, we're hoping to only do 2 of them. We'll see.
I mean, it all depends on the length of Downtown and Tough Turf.
They'll take the amount of time they take, so we'll find out. What we're definitely gonna do Downtown. Oh ho, Cedric, great question. I believe step 1 is actually, I have limited ability to describe it to you. It's a channel reward that you have to redeem. And then I'll say thumbs up, Cedric. And then on the weekend, probably, I will add a Dark Sun channel to the Discord with all the rules. But step 1 is just redeem that channel points reward. You almost certainly have enough points for it. And then we'll find out, because Dark Sun is coming. I'm excited for that. I've been looking forward to playing that game for 2 years now. Because marking things in my mind as to be streamed really constrains when I get to play them. Just letting the anticipation build. So yeah, we're going to go in to Downtown, which we checked out and then had to abandon due to unique controller scheme that we had not accounted for. So Downtown is going to be in the hot seat first if you want to pop the graphic up, Greg. We all have a role here. Yeah, so this is a game developed by the Seta Corporation, a company that continued making games into the 21st century.
Yeah.
But has ceased operations, as I understand it.
Yeah, they seem to have been bought out by a couple of different people over the years, and they just don't exist as a company anymore.
Well, that's a shame. But
unlike a surprising amount of the games that we've played from companies that we aren't really aware of anymore, who have just become pachinko machine makers.
Yeah, we played a lot of Konami games.
Yes.
The notable beat 'em ups list we made circled around a very small number of developers. So now we're still hitting some of those developers, but also going to increasingly be getting into randos, like the Seta Corporation. We tried this out and had to stop because it had special controls that we had not accounted for, like I just said. What kind of special controls? Well, this is a top-down beat 'em up, which is odd and quirky.
Yes.
As you'll see, it's a pretty cool perspective. And because it's top-down, they wanted to give you the ability to... Guided by voices! Welcome! Oh, we'll beat every single one of them up. There are no NPCs in downtown, I assume. Or maybe we're going to really waste a quarter when I punch the damsel in the face and she becomes enraged like a NetHack shopkeeper and kills us.
I was just going to say a shopkeeper.
So, yeah. So the top-down view, they wanted to make it so that you have the ability to back up while still facing an enemy. So your character doesn't just face in the direction they're moving. The way this was accomplished in the arcade was with a special joystick that is both a joystick and an octagonal rotary dial.
Yeah.
That you would twist to 8 different positions, the 8 directions that you can face in. We had nothing. There's nothing like that in the arcade sticks that I purchased for Greg and I. So what we've whipped up here...
It was a very unique setup.
We're going to play this thing with gamepads, with a twin stick setup, sort of akin to Dark Souls almost. We're going to be controlling ourselves with the left stick, rotating with the right stick, and then attacking with the shoulder buttons. Beyond that, we didn't learn much about this game except that it looks cool. It's an even though it is
interesting
just
concept.
Dudes fighting in the streets with some thugs.
It's a unique bit of hardware in the arcade, which is always fun.
Yeah, and it's a unique sort. It just looks weird, and also there's one of what I assume is going to be a boss or mid-boss, probably a boss, end level boss enemy. It's just a real big fat guy who...
He's got a look.
He looks he's an impressive real big fat guy.
He's an impressive looking...
I'm intrigued.
Impressive looking sprite.
Yeah, so... Will there be more cool henchmen, or did they shoot their whole... their shot on this one guy? We're going to find out together. We are going to find out together because I will remember
not to
take the game out of full screen mode so that it can be seen by the folks at home. And then also, I will switch the screen. Okay, so got to get this adjusted because it is an atypically sized and shaped window.
Yeah, again, we're working with a
unique hardware.
Yeah. Okay.
So put in some coins. Oh, we forgot to verify. Oh, gotta have the window up. Put some coins in. We did not verify that our quarter counters are set up.
And they do not appear to be.
They're not?
No.
The quarter counter does not. The quarter counter is tied to the start button.
Oh, okay. Well, I just put in a bunch of credits.
Together. No, they're not set up. Okay, so...
Hold on, do you want to...
We're going to abandon ship for a second.
Ignore everything you've seen up to this point.
No, nothing has happened.
Ignore the Seinfeld-esque brick brawl and...
Okay, let's find out. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I picked them correctly. We're all set up. Guided by voices is seen nothing. That's all I need to know to feel confident that we haven't humiliated ourselves here by revealing ourselves to be unprepared. Okay.
We've completely...
Yeah, the window, I accidentally touched the window to the top of the screen and went to full screen, which made things weird. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that big fat guy.
Yeah, like he's definitely a fat guy.
Let's get in.
They did not disguise that.
Get rid of him.
But like, he's a well animated fat guy, and he is notably also like enormously tall. So the controls, even in the brief moment that we were playing, did seem pretty simple to me beyond the novelty of turning. We've got punching, we've got kicking. We seem to be both be playing office workers who like got off of their shift, loosened up their tie,
And yeah, just
and then we're like,
started
oh right, we live in a corrupt city where the cops and the thugs are a team. Another novel thing about this game. Hey, your mom, you've only missed the preamble. We're only just getting started. Yeah, we're doing a twin stick setup. So we're rotating with the right stick and moving with the left stick, and punching and kicking with the shoulder buttons. I'm not sure that there are any moves besides punch and kick.
No, I don't believe there is.
So far, there don't seem to be. Which is particularly frustrating in the moments where these guys are down.
Okay.
Oh. I'm that's very kind of you to say, your mom. I'm glad this has become appointment viewing for you. Because during the very long process of building a small audience for this show, I never lost faith in the concept.
It's good stuff. Okay, something is off with my controls here, dude.
What's happening, Greg?
So I'm currently just walking forward.
Yeah.
And okay. I see. My body is. I'm trying to. There we go. I'm trying to rotate. I'm trying to just face one way, but I'm just rotating is the issue.
If you want to face one way, you just gotta let go of that right stick.
Yeah.
You just gotta let it rest.
Well, no, hold on.
Hey, yeah, we do have Christopher Walken from Prophecy, it looks like.
Yeah, I am just using. That is Christopher Walken. Yeah, I am only using my right stick, and look at my.
It's letting you
body.
move too?
Yeah.
Well, that should
Sorry,
not be happening.
My
All
left
right.
stick is moving me and rotating me.
Oh, that's not good. Why would that happen? Do you want to start over so we can find it?
Yeah, because I cannot.
Okay. We will allow ourselves to be killed while we go into the controls.
What is going on here?
Okay. Positional 2 analog. There's a generic. Okay, how do I clear it out? Press keyboard tool. That makes sense. Okay, we're fixed.
Oh, I'm dead.
Alright. So, you know, a mild skewing of your quarter count, but not even that bad since you got game mode while we were doing it. It's really frustrating to me.
Is there friendly fire? One sec.
Yes.
Yes, there is. Okay.
For a second, I thought there was going to be none, and then boom, my head went snapping back. The limited moveset so far is most frustrating when they are doing the pretty good animation of rising up to all fours and they're like gasping for air. I want to kick that dude in the ribs. Like, come on.
Yeah, but the perspective. Oh, that's a.
Oh yeah, we made it just far enough before giving up on with the bad controls to see like, wow, they went with the they went realistic with the let's have a prostitute enemy.
Yeah, the haggard woman here that we're fighting.
There are beat 'em ups guided by voices that conclude by making you the first Double Dragon, in fact. The brothers Lee fight it out at the end.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
Well, we
All right, there's some gameplay variety. Oh, the cops.
Yeah, the cops have guns.
Beat 'em ups, you know, for games that are literally like playing on the reactionary depiction of New York in 80s media and you know, crime and danger and all that, at least do. Like, they may be reactionary about crime in general, but they're woke on the cops.
Yeah.
They,
Oh!
okay.
Into the sewers!
Into the sewers. Alright. This is perhaps the most ludicrous, the oversized sewer I've ever seen.
It's airy. I'll give it that.
Cedric, I think that you're joking about that, but it's a great, either a great joke or a great reality. Taxi cabs, maybe just like a flood of waste. Ooh, can we roll that? Yep. Although it doesn't seem very
It does not roll
impressive.
particularly well.
Oh, I ran them over with it.
And me.
Yeah, it's... I guess it's more realistic that when you kick a barrel, it doesn't
really go far,
flying forever, but it's certainly less fun.
Oh,
You can pick up the weapons, you just have to press punch, which it seems
oh
obvious.
yeah, I had a weapon a while ago.
Ah, very good. I've just been hitting kick by mistake. Nice touch that the defeated enemies do not blink out.
Yeah, this is actually a mechanic that would not be adopted again in beat 'em ups, as far as I know, until the.
Okay. But do they fight it out at the end for glory?
Shit, I shouldn't have done that.
The player character doesn't like. He has a real like choked up short swing with the lead pipe. He's not going for.
Well, these guys have.
He's like, I want to knock this person out, but I do not want to bash their brains in.
These guys have some real short punches as well.
Yeah, and kicks.
They are
And, you know,
boxy.
To be fair, like, they're obviously in good shape, but they do also just seem to be dudes on their way home from work.
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh, here's a novel foe. Big punk guy. Also, another nice touch, how both the characters and the enemies, when knocked down against a wall, will actually, like, there's a different downed animation of them, like, leaned against the wall.
Ooh, he's got reach. Okay.
He's got reach, he's got Wolverine claws, it looks like, on one hand. Wolverine claws, Michael Jackson style.
Michael Jackson style.
Oh,
Famously,
hey,
if I was gonna
it's
name
some
one character.
jerk here advertising free followers or whatever. I need to appoint Cedric as a moderator at some point or something, because I don't want to take the time to ban you right now, jerk. So I will just share my counteroffer, which is always like, prove to me that you can offer me whatever. Give me some free shit. And then once you've really established your bona fides, we can talk about me paying for more. Okay, now we're back in the street. There's some overlap between the street music here and the boss music in Adventures of Lolo 3, which goes do 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 do.
Shoot! Oh well, that's gonna be a shot in the face.
I will say this is not an example of the beat 'em up. We've seen a lot of beat 'em ups that take guided by voices. When I was growing up in the 90s, what they told us was that the drug dealers were constantly going to be tricking us into taking drugs by giving it to us as
for free.
Or like they're going to they'll sell you weed, but it's really laced with LSD. And that is not a good profit model.
No.
You freak the people out so they never want to do weed again. And also you just gave away a bunch of LSD for free. Yeah, this is we've seen beat 'em ups that treat the gun realistically as a one-hit kill. This is not that.
No.
The gun is a guaranteed knockdown in this game. Whoa, we got a fire breather guy. I'm gonna need to see him from the front to fully reach a verdict, but I'm not thrilled with this character that we're seeing so far. Drinking from a bottle of liquor while being shirtless in the street
shit.
and spitting fire.
Whoa.
Oof. I like that the vehicles also run over other people.
He does. He has big wino energy. I'll give him that.
In that, they are simulating.
Shoot! The flames.
They're getting a bit of contemporary New York, where nobody cares about the traffic laws and they're not enforced. Which is one of the main things I know about contemporary New York, because people on Twitter and now Blue Sky complain a lot about how insanely people drive ever since the cops, in response to the George Floyd protests, stopped ever enforcing any traffic laws.
Well, that's you done, Jim.
Ooh, I'm down.
Oh, and we finished stage 1.
Nice.
Onwards to stage 2.
To another part of the city.
Is this a real city? Can you identify what city this is? Based on that map.
Alright.
I will say the direction thing.
We're actually on the street now. This is a one-way street that we're on, obviously.
Yeah.
Because there's sidewalks. Interesting that, like, yeah, they've designed separate environments, including for the sewer, that really do look distinct, but without anything flashy about any of them, because they're going for a realistic vibe. I mean, not that the sewer was realistic, but...
Can you identify the difference between a kick and a punch?
The kick uses your feet, and your shoes are black.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
like,
this is true.
But, like, in terms of, like, the damage it does, the range it has, no. No, as far as I can tell, I think it's a little bit easier to get successive kicks in on a guy than punches, but I have no idea that that's true. Okay. Well, geez. No honor among thieves. Or dirty dogs.
God, you kind of appear in a random... You don't appear where you die. You kind of appear center screen always.
Yeah. The lack of a move set beyond punch and kick is obviously a shortcoming here. Well, this game is pretty fun.
It is.
I'm not having a bad time.
Like I was saying a second ago, like I started saying it, the direction thing is interesting. I find it's harder. I almost wish there were only 4 directions instead of 8.
That's a fair point, Cedric. Oh man, I'm no good at Street Fighter, but in the 5 occasions in my life where I've had a good match against someone with Dalzine, it's so satisfying to keep them trapped on the other side of the screen. Whoa! Okay, come on, dude.
That's a bit too much gun.
It's weird because, like,
whoa, wait,
I guess it's a shotgun, but it shoots bullets, not shells. But
I have it now.
Doesn't have any kind of automatic fire. You got her.
I really sniped her there. It seems to be a one-hit kill on
enemies.
On enemies. I can still kick even when I'm holding it, which is nice.
That's great. I'm guessing there won't be an ammunition limit, but it would be great if you could start just swinging it like a club with random bullets. I was trying to get out of the way. It's hard when you can't see the vehicles coming. This is why they've started making fake engine noises for electric vehicles.
Yes, that and people don't.
People liked it.
People like the engine noises.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I ran out of bullets.
One term, the very first thing I have my students do is just write an email. Like, class number 1, I teach them, here is the basic format you will use for every professional email you write for the rest of your life if you listen to me and you're wise. And then I say, now, assignment 1, write an email where you do this like academic self-assessment. Here's 5 skills. What are your strengths and weaknesses and why? How are you gonna? What do you plan to do to get better? Good first activity. One year, a student, I don't really know why, like how you can make this mistake, but he decided like there's no required content for this email, so he wrote an email to argue to me that we should never switch away from internal combustion engines. This student was a car enthusiast.
Yeah.
And
you'd have to be.
One of his strongest points, in his view, not actually a strong point at all, was picture yourself in the future when you have a family. And I was like, dude, like, granted, I don't have a family, but like, You don't know that. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Like,
Picture yourself in the future, you know, when you're like a real person.
yeah. And anyway, you have a family. You go to take your kids out for a drive in your new car. Oh no, I'm on fire! And the engine, and he's like, and the engine doesn't make a sound. Sounds horrible, right? And I remember both thinking like, I think I could survive the experience, but also like, we definitely have the technology to just make the electric vehicle motors make a sound.
Okay, we're back in. So this is my 5th coin. Are we finishing this game, James?
Oh, we're finishing it.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I want to fight that giant dude.
Me
And
too.
like,
God, I hate that your hair catches on fire, like Richard. Shit.
back to the sewers. These guys.
Back to the sewers, just like the Ninja Turtles.
Now this is a little bit more like a sewer. Not that much.
I mean, it's a texture.
Yeah.
They've made the walls a texture, so that's nice. Yeah, he does do tricks.
Yeah, it's like blowing smoke rings. It's the same, like, principle, I guess. Yeah, there aren't a ton of enemy types, but when they introduce new ones, they add interesting wrinkles. It's a pretty fun game. Sounds good. Like, music's pretty good.
Oh, a lot of guys here. Oh, shoot.
I really do think that a move set would add a lot,
I'm trapped. Okay, there we go.
including the
I was like stuck in place.
your basic principle of if an enemy is going to get up like that, let me kick them in the ribs while they're getting up.
Yeah, right?
Like, and also just my general call that whenever an enemy is down in a beat 'em up, it is a demerit to any game, no matter how good, if I can't sit on their chest and punch them in the face. Oh, we're in a mine.
Yeah, you know, like the mines under a city, accessed through.
The manholes.
Oh, these are new guys.
Martial artist dudes?
Big martial artist dudes.
Yeah. Oh, they're not martial artists, they've got knives. They're hunter trainers.
Martial artists can have knives. You know?
No, an 80s game with a martial artist, they gotta have a side, they don't count.
Yeah, that's true. I like that they have different colored pants. Just
Yeah.
to differentiate them. Ooh, shit, I got stuck again.
Yeah, same deal with the generic enemies have a few different outfit and hair color swaps.
Yeah. Oh, they're tough. They don't go down easy.
Greg, who's your favorite Soul Calibur character? Cedric's is Talim. I can't even call the image of Talim to mind. I like one of the ladies who I cannot recall the name of. So
The
I
white
can't
lady
like her
with the
that
whip
much.
sword?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Anyway, my favorite Soul Calibur character is Kratos, God of War.
Yeah. I also.
God.
I mean, okay. If every special guest counts, then I guess I have to say Link.
Oh yeah.
Because it would be weird to be like, oh yeah, I like Yoshimitsu better than Link. I think he's a more important video game.
Yoda is my favorite Soul
Yeah.
Calibur character. There we go. I took them both down. Alright, get out of
Alright,
the mines.
get out of the mines. These guys have a really strong mental map of the sewer plans of their city.
You don't think if you needed to get somewhere, you would know the quickest shortcut through the sewers?
I don't even know which... Ivy, yep. Yeah, I don't even know which,
These cops do not drop their gun, even when they die.
No.
But that dude who just...
So
had
in
a
that
gun-
sense, they're pretty professional.
Yeah.
You absolutely should not be risking a civilian getting their hand on your side.
Did you see this? Oh, and the car blocks bullets. That's nice.
Yeah.
There's nice little touches in this.
Which
You can tell-
I will point out is not what actual cars do. That's a misconception caused by movies. If you're not behind the engine block, a bullet will just go right through that car and kill you.
Yeah. Well, unless the doors are reinforced like police doors are.
Yeah.
That's why cops do it in movies.
Yeah. It's like when you have you know exactly which set of stops to take to avoid the worst transit traffic and make all your transfers on time. knowing when to drop into the sewers. I wouldn't know how to get around this town in the sewers. I don't even know which parts of the town are above the mines and which part are above the like interior building sized sewers.
This is Nova Scotia, so I assume the under the city is just reams of coal mines.
We have not made a Petula Clark or Petula Clark reference yet, Mom. So please feel free. And then someone will need to probably explain it to you.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Boom, boom. Got him in the side of the head.
Alright, on to stage 3.
No bosses so far, so they're really saving it for when
We're in the
fight.
park.
Hey, okay, well this has to look different, right?
Maybe. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
This is the park.
This is a park.
It feels more open, even though it's just as narrow.
It's not just as narrow.
Oh yeah, it's got a little bit of
There's a little bit
diagonality.
more. Ah, okay, yep, there we go. Of course. Yes, no. I was like, I know the name and I can't assign her to a role in the world, but that is Petula Clark. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing her name correctly.
I gotta go around the park bench.
Yeah. Downtown. The cops are corrupt when you're downtown.
Is this the first time we've just straight up fought corrupt cops in a game now?
I mean, Streets of Rage. I don't know that they were ever in uniform when we were fighting them, but
they were definitely cops.
But the entire plot of Streets of Rage hinges on our characters having to quit the Force because the Force is so corrupt. I think Final Fights
How am I not hitting it? Okay, there we go.
might have also some degree to which you're supposed to be aware. Like otherwise, why does the mayor and his future son-in-law have to? Why do they have to be the ones who go clean up the streets?
Well, because
I mean, part of it is because he was elected on a promise to clean up the streets, and he's gonna do it.
okay. God, the character design ranges a lot. Like these, sex workers, let's call them.
The sex workers are weird because they're.
They've got the fuzzy hair and they're so.
They're realistic.
Yeah.
But why? Cedric, yeah. Like, what do we think Hager's? I agree, by the way. God, my voices with the high pitched bridge music. Yeah, and also just a little droney.
Gun guy. Get his gun.
What do we think? What's Hager's political affiliation?
I think he's an old school libertarian.
Yeah, I think he probably ran on an independent thing, and partially because even though he's clearly not the inspiration, you think of Jesse the Body Ventura. But I don't know. Would a libertarian really approve of the mayor just like beating you up?
Oh no! Can you come down a little bit?
Oof. When I'm done being shot by these corrupt cops.
No, the gun is just off screen. I can't get it.
I was gonna say, do we have more than one type of cop? But of course we do. We have cops in hats and cops not in hats.
Yep.
Do the cops not in hats, are they clean shaven? Because our hatless cops are mustached.
Oh good, the benches block bullets too. I'm kind of safe back here.
Oh. My face doesn't block bullets. Actually, I mean it does.
I mean it does.
They do not come out the back.
They do not go through and through. There we go.
Nicely done.
And we're back to the sewers.
So
The park
every
sewers,
level,
though.
every level has sewers.
Well, this is a warehouse under the park. It appears, based on the.
Yeah, there's some real weird.
That's automated, but
Real weird design.
poorly.
Remember when Jesse Ventura got in trouble for going on like Jay Leno or something and saying that the city plans looked like they were for the city he had been mayor of looked like they were drawn up by, or the city plans of whatever, like Minneapolis or looked like they were drawn up by drunken Irishmen.
You love some old school racism.
Yeah.
Like, just racism to when the Irish weren't white. Oh my god.
Every now and then, I've had students
They're getting tougher.
be like, hold on, like more than once in my teaching career, I've had students like raise their hand and be like, sorry, Mr. Ross, I know this isn't, doxing myself. I know that this isn't, I know this isn't,
Mr. James.
you know, the topic. A lot of students call me Mr. James. Specifically, like, Chinese students do a lot. And Arabic students to a lesser degree. I know this isn't what we're talking about, but could you just explain for a minute what it means when people say race is a social construct?
Why does that come up?
I don't know. It happened twice on 2 separate occasions, and both times I've explained it by being like, so, by just talking about how, like, you know, you can find pictures of bars here in Halifax from like the 20s where they have signs that say no dogs, no blacks, no Irish.
Yeah.
And you say like the Irish people are some of the whitest people in terms of RGB value that have ever walked the earth. And then also like Thomas Jefferson, I think it was, maybe Benjamin Franklin, agonized a lot in his private writings about whether Nordic people should be considered white or whether that would dilute the
Nordic people.
Yeah.
Some would say the whitest people.
Yeah, like should we really
like literally
should
the Aryans.
Scandinavian people be considered white? Like that's kind of kooky. Like yeah, all the whitest people in the world didn't count as white in the original. And that's how race is a social construct. Or alternately, like I think the other time I also said
the other way to go with it is with the people in the Mediterranean of Spain and Italy and,
Yeah.
and Greece, where it's like, oh well, we consider the ones that look white now, where we used to consider them all people of color.
And you can also just say like, hey, who here of the white people in the room, who here's like parents actually grew up in white? There's no country for white people. It's a meaningless concept. Or not a meaningless concept.
Well, it has meaning, but it's completely made of social. There was a great.
Well, you can trust the Saxons as long as they have been angry.
Well, there is a great comic called Once and Future. It is its whole gimmick is that stories are true, essentially.
Okay.
So it begins with this group of skinheads resurrecting King Arthur because they want to save Britain in its time of need, which they perceive as, you know, all these foreign invaders. And King Arthur comes back and he's like, oh, I agree with you, all these foreign invaders need to go, starting with you Anglo-Saxons! And he brutally murders all the skinheads.
That's excellent. I've not been reading nearly as much as I would like to have so far this year. But you know what I have read this year for the first time? Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Oh, really?
Now there's a good poem. There's a good romantic poem.
I wrote a whole essay on Sir Gawain.
I will admit that I read it in an English translation. Just because
I didn't read the original Old English.
Well, it's not. It's Middle English, and I've read the Canterbury Tales in Middle English. Like Middle English, if you have footnotes.
Yeah.
Because every now and then
there's some
like,
words that
there was a weef of Bata. She was Somdeal Diff, and that was Scatha. Well, you need to be told that Scath means a pity. You don't just know that, but like, yeah. The weef of Bata? Like, okay, yeah, sure, that's the wife of Bat. I can get from weefa to wife. But the version that I downloaded on my Kindle just happened to already be a translation. It was good. It was a good story. It, like, more exciting in the build-up part than in the Christian moral part at the end. Like, way cooler when the Green Knight just comes and lets Sir Gawain cut his head off.
The music's getting a bit fine. The music's
Yeah,
just
the
gotten a bit
the
lazy.
music emulation is struggling a little in this one.
Is it the emulation of the music, do you think? Or do you think the music just goes like that? Because the game seems to be emulating fine. It's just occasionally the music, like, has a tempo change.
I'm inclined to say that's probably more likely to be the sound emulation than the original sound. But I don't know. I mean, maybe not. I am impressed by the amount of music they put in this game. And the amount of, like, different urban environments that are not in the slightest way flashy that they drew to be distinct from each other. Like, why have a mine and a sewer and a factory underground when you can just reuse your tile set for sewers?
Alright.
Stage
4 or
3,
5.
I'm
Looks
inclined
like
to say
5.
we have 5. It'd be weird if we never have to go to the north.
Yeah, just the spacing seems...
We never to go down to the coast. Yeah.
Come out to the coast. Have a good time.
I guess, you know, once the cops have gone bad, Cedric, they'll drive in Central Park if they want to. Just like they'll park on the sidewalks. Or in the bike lanes.
Yeah, the trick shots with this... homes in.
Man, guy can take a lot of punches. And he can hit the back of his head on the front bumper of this car a lot of times. There he goes.
See, and look, when they die close to a wall, they lean over.
Yeah, I commented on that earlier. It's great.
Yeah,
There's a lot of nice touches in this game.
Mm-hmm. A lot of little touches.
Which just, again, why can't I kick these dudes in the ribs?
It also begs the question of, like...
Or why isn't there even any third move to do?
Yeah.
But what question were you going to say it raises?
Well, I was going to say, it raises the question of, like, why is this so little... Oh, look at that. The front angle of him leaned against the truck is really great.
Yeah. Like, obviously, he'll do that same lean against anything he falls on, but it actually creates the impression that he's sitting on the bumper, which is pretty cool. Ooh, my turn to get a gun. To get a gun that looks like sort of a shotgun, sort of a machine gun, but fires single bullets at a time with a sniper rifle. Nope. I got it from him. It was too close to hit him. He took it right back. There he goes. Hey, lady. Boom.
Jesus. There is something satisfying about it.
Oh, so when cops were gonna get out of
Yeah,
that
I was
car.
gonna say, I wish you could shoot
Like,
cops.
I'm so ready to shoot this guy as soon as he comes in. Oh, damn it.
Hey!
Turn around before you shoot. Amazing what things can worm the way. A single line from the arcade game Time Traveler, which I am certain I spent like 20 minutes around and maybe 3 minutes playing in my entire life. Turn around before you shoot echoes through my mind so often in life.
God, it's so satisfying to shoot the big guys.
Also, would anyone care to guess what probably the single piece of video game music that gets stuck in my head the most is?
Oh, you've told me this once before.
Yeah.
Oops.
But I bet you don't remember because it's weird.
It was very specific. I remember that. Damn. Getting slugged in the side of the head with a pipe is not...
Alright. I will now reveal the answer. It's the stage 1 music from Kid Icarus. And so on. I don't know why.
So on.
Like, I did play that game when I was a kid, one time when my cousin had it rented, and then again when I was in high school, and then several times since. But it's not, and it's a good song, and it's catchy, but it's not the catchiest song I've ever heard, and it's certainly not the best video game song I've ever heard. But it's way more likely to spring into my mind than almost any other piece of video game music.
Alright, there we go.
probably a not that distant second is Green Greens from Kirby, which I think is more like...
Green Greens is pretty iconic.
Yeah. That because of the two pieces of music that, like, on a nice day when I'm walking around the city I would want playing. There's that. And then the one-et theme from Mother. Or from sorry. Mother 2.
Mother 2. Okay, it's dead. Yeah, I like that there would be added cops and non-added cops. Yeah, there's very little story here. I don't know why these office workers are fighting these private cops and stuff. Are we possibly detectives?
That's
Like
possible.
going
Like,
against the
we're
rest of the
IA
force?
detectives.
Yeah. Still shocked, by the way, in this modern era that nobody has thought to make a show that is just a police procedural that makes the internal affairs people the heroes.
Nobody's grandparents are gonna watch that show.
You'd be surprised.
You know, actually, you know what? They're just gonna watch it because it's on CBS.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
just
say.
go for it.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. And also, like, Persons of Interest was on the air for like 5 years, and that show was 99% about like bankers and rich people and politicians are corrupt. And we should legally be allowed to kill them to prevent further crime. But yeah, and there's also a new show that just started that the entire premise is that it's actually a character from The Good Wife.
Yeah.
That series.
Yeah, and it's called The Good Fight? Or is it another spin-off?
No. The Good Fight ended years ago. This is another spin-off. It's about a character from that one. And
Oh, right. And it's like a quirky detective, like a Miss Marple type.
Yeah, well, the whole concept is that she has like an encyclopedic knowledge of the law and its application.
Okay.
So they always would bring her in on The Good Wife to be like...
A legal consultant?
Yeah, we've got like a weird legal thing that we need sorted. Bring in this person, and she's sort of eccentric, but she's got such a deep knowledge. And the whole concept of the show is the police have hired her because they have too many, like, complaints against them that they are not following the law. And so she tags along on investigations.
And they're not solving crimes.
Yeah.
I think I heard that.
Well, if they're not, if they come in and they're like, oh, open and shut case, she's like, actually, legally, and like she gives all these like excuses for them to actually do their jobs, so that they dot all the legal I's. And it's like, man, you're so close to just.
Another realistic touch here. There's no occasion where you can eat some food you find in the streets to regain your health.
Nope.
Although, it's kind of frustrating.
That guy really decided to back out. He was
Yeah.
like, actually, you know what?
Hey, there's graffiti. It says the heat is on, and then there's lips.
Oh, shoot. I was looking at the wrong guy. Blue pants, not brown pants.
Yeah.
It's sort of a burgundy.
You have
Somewhere between brown and
light
red.
brown hair,
Yeah, I'm
not
sort of-
sandy brown.
Yeah. What are we walking into?
Junkyard?
Junkyard or just... Well, there's some cops in here. Okay, here we go. Is there room for a 6?
There's...
I
if
don't
it's
think
at the
so.
docks.
Yeah, maybe. Feels like 5.
If in the end they're trying to make a great escape on a ship.
Yes. Just the fat guy we haven't encountered yet, just has a little sailor hat.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Oh, I've spent $3 on this game, by the way. I put in my 12th coin. I meant to comment on that. When I
Yeah.
got to it.
I'm at 250.
Oh, just got out of the way right in time.
I wonder if this would be easier or harder with the gimmick joystick. Because, like, conceptually, I have a hard time imagining twisting the same stick that I'm using to move.
Well, it's in this period where people were really experimenting. Like, we've really, I think, found for better or worse in the way, like, a QWERTY keyboard is for better or worse. the sort of setup, the basic setup that is for games, as is obvious by these like generic controllers.
Yeah.
Which is like you got 2 shoulder buttons, you got 2 joysticks, you've got a D-pad, and then 4 buttons. Also in
Well,
a
one of the
pad
new things,
configuration.
one of the new things that advanced controllers have is a like button you press with your fingers on the back of the.
Yeah, because we don't use these fingers. They just hold the controller. I mean, some people when you've got both shoulder buttons used frequently, you might use your index and your pointer, and your middle there. But oop, yep. But there was a period there, I think around now, like around the period of this game, the early to mid 90s, where everybody was really just throwing shit at the wall in terms of controllers. Like, I saw somebody actually make an impassioned argument recently for how the N64 controller... Oh, sorry, no, not the N64. The GameCube controller was underserved, not because it was badly designed, but because the people who made the games did not want to experiment with the alternative holding patterns, which it was designed to use. Basically,
I really like the GameCube controller.
But basically, it was designed in such a way with that middle joystick.
No, that's the N64.
That is N64. Shoot, I corrected myself incorrectly.
Yeah.
The N64 controller, was not served by designers. Where basically, when they designed it, they were like, it's a controller that allows for each game to have its own sort of controller setup based on how you hold it. Whether you hold it like hands on either side, hands on the middle, hands to one side or the other.
There are way too many games that would control so naturally if you navigated with your left hand on the left prong D-pad, and then controlled the camera or controlled your aim with the analog stick, and so few of those games did that. There are so many games where you move with the analog stick and then hold down a button to switch to aiming mode where you stand still and still use the analog stick.
Yeah. But right around then, I think, is when people gave... Oops, sorry, I shot you. Right around then is when people gave up on the experiment, I think. They were like, nah, we found what it is and what it is. Oops.
Here's what I'll say about the GameCube controller. I really like the controller, but specifically in the case of the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for GameCube, it really bugged me that they set the controls up by, they recognized, hey, the A button's really big and the B button's smaller, so the A button's like the main button. So like, let's make that the shoot button. Except once you get to the Mega Man games with the Mega Buster in particular, kind of, I don't know about other people, but the way I play those games is by holding down the shoot button and then using the inside of my thumb pad, like flattening my knuckle out like this, to make this part of my thumb press the jump button when I need to jump. But that is flipped upside down if you've switched it so that A is shoot and the tiny little B button is jump. It's a narrow complaint. Rotated in the wrong direction and get stabbed right in the back.
Yeah, done that a couple of times.
I've mostly been pretty on with my rotating. I've had a bigger problem with either over or under rotating.
Yeah.
Ending up facing just off from the way that I want to.
I find it's harder to hit on the diagonal than it is to.
This game seems like it would be very hard single player.
Oh,
Swarming
single player?
behavior is brutal.
Yeah, they really. I don't know if this is playable as a single player unless it changes the enemy AI based on if you're single or double player. Because once you get surrounded, if somebody doesn't come to your rescue, you're just dead.
I got taken down by 2 prostitutes on the last screen because they just boxed me into the corner and punched me again and again and again.
Like is happening to me right now. Okay, here we go.
Touche, got about voices. I like this song. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It is. It gives it's a mood setter, but I don't know what mood it's setting.
Yeah, it's giving me the feeling that like we're about to discover an underground kingdom, which I don't think is the case.
Yeah, we are in a mine. Maybe that's what this game
that
is
is already
going.
kind of weird. Why are there mine tracks and train tracks, mine carts in the city? What is this ore?
Yeah, what are they mine? Like these are active mines.
Where are the workers? I guess they've gone home. We're on our way home. Why can't they go home?
Well, this is a Saturday. They don't ever tell you in the text of the game, but this is Saturday. Hence why only essential workers like police and sex workers are out. We were just pulling a...
Occurs to me that visually, it would probably be easier on the viewers if we switched to a convention where I was player 2 and you were player 1. So that the on-screen displays of our character health and statistics actually were on the same side.
Well,
as
yeah,
our
but
faces.
the quarters are on the right side.
Oh yeah, the quarters part is fine. And we'd have to change all the hotkeys if we made that change.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
You just like being player 1. You like the control.
There is no control associated with being player 1 in the arcade.
No, very little. That's the other thing with the direction I find is that sometimes you walk into an enemy and end up on the other side of them,
Yeah.
and then your direction is completely wrong.
Totally solved if you just put in a throw move where we lock up.
Yeah, this feels like a game where if there was a 2 of this. It would
Oh
have been-
yeah, this is like, as far as I'm aware, this is an evolutionary dead end
Yeah.
for the beat 'em up genre.
Yeah,
which
this
is a
was an
shame.
experiment that it clearly didn't work either because just not enough people bought the machine.
Because in the same way that we're very excited for, it's not called Crime Fighters 2, but the sequel to Crime Fighters, to see where they took it. I'd be fascinated to see where this went. I'm not sure
Yeah.
we even see the Seta Corporation again in that.
Yeah, I don't know if we even. I can't
This is a
even.
meaty game though. We've been playing it a little over an hour.
We played a. Yeah.
No, almost an hour, I should say.
We played a another one that had a unique arcade setup a while ago. Do you remember that one? But it was one where we were where I looked it up and I was like, oh, this was they built a machine that had this capability and then they just made a bunch of games that utilized the gimmick.
Do you remember what the gimmick was?
I can't remember, but I'm thinking along those lines for this. I can't even think of another game. Like, the only thing I can think of is, like, tanks, right? Like, this would be a great setup if you were playing a tank game.
Yeah, for like Battle City. In fact, Battle City might have had just such a controller in the arcade version. I'm not sure I've played the arcade version of Battle City.
Oh, hey!
Is
There
this
he
it?
is.
Is this the boss fight? Or is just this guy also a...
Whoa! God, this guy reminds me of Kingpin when he's drawn like,
You forget, Spider-Man, that despite my great size, I have the agility of a cat. Real shortcoming among many of the Marvel Netflix series that they never had Vincent D'Onofrio to say that line.
yeah.
I mean, I guess it couldn't be to Peter Parker,
No, it'd be to
to
Daredevil.
Spider-Man,
Echo.
but say it to, yeah, come on.
Say it to Daredevil.
Ooh, yeah, this guy takes it down one hit, which he should.
He's huge.
But you take advantage of your speed. Really well animated.
Yeah, he's got like a baby yell that he does.
This definitely seems like it's the final fight.
It feels it, especially
Three
with
of the
these
fire
3
spitters at
fire
once.
guys. Oof! Damn.
Fireball.
I took out one of them. Take on another.
I wouldn't be interested in getting better at this game just because there's not enough going on. But I
Yeah.
think there
Oh,
is a
you
lot of
definitely-
capacity to really take advantage of, like, I'm only doing it now of like watching for when these guys go for a drink to walk around behind and punch them in the head. With the big guy, the key is just that actually he does not have the agility of a cat. You just gotta get inside on him. I beat him. He's out.
Nice.
He's like King Hippo. Let's not get him back up. Ah, he's not the end boss. Then again, he does seem like enforcer type. No, not even like then we go to the end.
It's a bit of a shooting gallery for me. Oh. I think we are on the last. I think we're definitely at the end.
This feels like the end, but I guess we'll find out.
Oh no! Did I lose the gun? Yeah, I lost the gun. It's off screen. Damn. Would have been nice to take these guys out with one hit. You focus on the lady. I'll take these two strapping gentlemen with knives.
Never said I was an admirable guy in brown pants. Again, sound emulation issues aside, it's a pretty cool song.
Yeah.
Honestly, the sound emulation issues are kind of adding to it because they're kind of an uncanny feel.
Oh, damn. Alright.
You just touched a fuzzy.
425 here.
I'm at 350.
If I can get through before I hit 20, before I spend $5, I'll be happy. I think we're at the end. There we go.
This has got to be close to the end.
Just stop getting back up!
We've been in the sewers because the fat guy was there when we came out of the sewers.
Yeah. Jeez, hey!
That's why I got out of the road altogether.
It's all road. Ooh. Oh my god, there's a 6!
We're going down to the docks!
We're going down to the docks! There's no room now unless they turn that box sideways.
The last level is underwater. It's in the Hudson Bay.
Okay.
Hudson River.
So he was the penultimate bad guy.
Ah! I did not get behind this guy at all, and his fire took almost my entire health.
Yeah, when
Health
the
bar
fire
is
sticks
maximum.
on you, it's
Which
bad.
makes sense.
Fire.
It's actually considered very, very bad to be set on fire. Medically speaking. My mother was a burn unit nurse.
Oh, so you
So I'm up on this.
fire bad.
Yeah. Getting a little slow down now because they put 4 enemies on the screen at once
Yeah, what
to
was
convey
that?
the escalating stakes.
Oh, stop.
A little enemy-friendly fire would also be a nice touch.
The enemies do seem to have a little bit of friendly fire, but not when it comes to the flame.
Yeah, they can run each other over with their cars. Damn it! I got too close to that guy. I thought I was going to get him before he fired off. But if they get their backs to a wall, they're pretty well protected for their fire move.
Yeah, that's me dead. Ooh, it sounded like I heard a gunshot. Oh, I think I got this fire guy. Got him cornered. Just gotta keep kicking him every time he gets up. Until he stops getting. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh. Damn, they're surrounding me. There we go. Got him now. Did we get a replacement? I think we did. A new lady entered the fray as soon as it killed the fire breather. Yeah, he does is like a scatter shot move as opposed to the more traditional line, like spinning line.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got the scatter one, the spiraling one, and the straight shot. Oh yeah, come on. You can't tell me these women don't have enough hairspray to catch fire.
These ladies should be lighting up. God, the beating they take is the. Oh. There you go, you got it. There we go. Duh.
Okay, here we go. Oh no. Damn it. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
We both have
Shoot him up now,
both
baby.
arms.
Armor-piercing bullets. Oh! Oh, wait. Of course,
Damn it.
cops do have face-piercing bullets, so it's...
Yeah, this is a lot of cops. Holy shit. Nice, you got him though.
satisfying. Speaking of games that I think might have even been your mom saying this to me on the weekend that Ikari Warriors used a control scheme like this in their games.
Oh, did it? Okay. So was that also a Seta production, do you know?
No. I can't remember exactly who Ikari Warriors is. There was... I'll find this out for next time, because I was reading someone's old personal like GeoCities type webpage that was just breaking down all the different types of controls, unique control schemes that are a challenge for MAME to emulate and why, and what games use them.
There's something really satisfying with the guns in this game.
Yeah. Okay.
We only have them for a limited time though.
This is it.
No. Damn, shot in the head.
Lure the cops into the array of forklifts.
Yeah, I can see that working. As long as I don't get hit by the forklift.
Yeah. I like the tasteful blood splatters. Nothing, no Chanbara garishness. Just a decent amount of oops. She took a forklift in the mouth.
Very smart. Those cops stood no chance against those forklifts. Hey,
Yeah,
he's back!
If you leave your when you get like basic warehouse safety 101 is when you get off your forklift, you can't leave it in back and forth mode. Even if you just left it in drive or reverse, it will eventually hit a wall.
And just go right into back and forth.
But on back and forth mode, your corridors are perilous now.
Oh man, I'm completely surrounded. Yeah, I wasn't surviving that. That's $5.
I'm surprised this fat guy doesn't have bigger arms. Because like, you know, he's not fast, but he's mobile. So you'd expect him to have built up a lot of muscle.
You gotta get in here, James. I am.
Alright, I'm trying. Oh, I can't. I'm getting stabbed in the face.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. He swings him hard.
Sure does.
But yeah, like this guy would have to weigh a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because he's like Andre the Giant height. but like
Butterball.
but yeah, but like Butterbean mass. Did you mean to say Butterbean, or were you just saying he's like using Butterball as a...
Oh no, I meant to say Butterbean, the boxer.
Yeah, he's got the Butterbean look, but he's definitely the height, unless all the other characters, unless the default characters are supposed to be like 5'2".
Yeah, we're just all exceptionally short. It was like I was watching a TikTok recently where some people were freaking out over the concept that Jade Cargill is only 5'10". They were like, impossible, she's like 7 feet tall.
The weirdest thing I heard someone say, once you see Jade Cargill in the ring next to Bianca Belair, as opposed to in AEW where everyone's tiny, like it really just underscores that she's not that, like she's super jacked, but like she's shorter than Bianca. Which is weird because she's clearly not when you see them next to each other. She's quite clearly taller than Bianca.
Well, I mean, boobs add quite a bit in either direction, depending on what kind of boots both of them are wearing. But yeah, they are roughly the same height, and they look incredible standing next to each other. That match, when it eventually happens, is going to be such
and that tag team. If I'm inclined to say they're going to be a tag team. Great.
They're really building the women's tag right now too. Just hey, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, now it's not just that the guy get back up and tried it again. Now we're dealing with this gang has a division of just like colossal dudes. Which, I mean, you know, the Shadow Clan has a lot of abobos.
It's true. I also don't know if you saw it, but speaking of tag divisions, WWE's men's tag division is in desperate need of building. To the point where they've decided to just do a 6-pack ladder match at WrestleMania for the tag belts. Wow. That's a lot. That is 12 men in a ladder match.
Oh, 6 teams. Jeez.
6 teams, yeah. So best of luck. That match is going to be insane.
My goodness, this game is long.
Yeah, this game has girth. Oh shoot! 2 simultaneously.
Put one of them in like orange pants or something.
Oh yeah. I mean, James, to be fair, how many pants do you think they sell in this size?
Yes. Yeah, and it was the 80s. It was just like, all right. That's why the guy's shirtless. He's like, I'm not wearing a moo. I have dignity.
Yeah, they're selling to this guy in the Incredible Hulk. It's just. They're like, listen, guys. Robert Banner only buys the 1 color pants. We can't afford to.
I'm sorry. Who's Robert Banner?
That's what they called Hulk in the TV show.
No, he's David Banner.
Oh, sorry, David. Yes, you're right.
I know that not because I have ever seen that show, but because whenever there's a Wu-Tang reference to the Hulk, they call him David Banner.
Yeah.
Because obviously their frame of reference is being
the TV show.
Kids watching a ton of television in the 80s.
But yeah, they called him David because they believed the name Bruce gave inclinations that he was gay.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh shoot!
This is it. Oh great! The final boss is just he's a leprechaun.
Hey.
With too much pride to wear a green suit, but he's got a shillelagh.
I think it's a cane.
I know it's a cane.
Shillelagh is a great word.
It is. It rolls off the tongue. It feels good to say. It's a funny word for what it is, which is clubbing.
You can't punch him. Damn. These guys feel faster than they usually are.
They're definitely faster. Partially because we've been playing with slowdown while the game threw larger mobs at us.
Yeah, but even then, these guys feel faster. Oh yeah, and they're relentless. That guy does not wait for me to catch my breath before he stabs.
That's a fair argument, Cedric. You didn't hit your 20-quarter target, but
No.
in your own defense, you could not have anticipated that this game was going to surprise us by just carrying on.
Yeah.
Like, we have definitely been playing over an hour now.
It's a long game. I can't imagine playing this in the arcade. Like, we've been just pumping quarters into it. Imagine if you were like...
But you know what? This
back
isn't the game that we've spent the most on.
In no way.
Oh, here we go. It's on. Hey, Eddie. The boss is trying to escape on a ship. Also, the boss is not tough.
Okay, it's over.
They called in the army because the cops were out of control. Hold on.
We called in Fidel Castro.
That guy's reading Saddam Hussein.
Yeah. It's over. The U.S. is yours, Mr. Hussein.
Listen, we supported you in the Iran-Iraq war. Now it's time for you to scratch our back.
It's time for you to pay us back. Our cities are full of crime. Only Saddam Hussein can solve them. Music like goblin sound.
What's with this handshake? This is not a it's not a tough guy handshake.
Yeah, downtown. Okay.
Like, up until this ending, like up until the ending, this game was like its personality was kind of about having have fun, guided by voices. Merry pentimenting to you. Gonna enter our initials, Greg.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know what the all. I guess the all says that we played the all of the game.
And you use the twist for this because we're using this joystick.
Oh, neat. I did not. So they queued it up to use both the turning and the directions. Okay, we ought to actually wait on a track mode for a moment here and see if there was a story. Why are we working with Saddam Hussein to take down the local civilian authority? I mean, obviously the local civilian authorities are horribly corrupt. But...
Yeah. Two public officials who wander through the violent city streets fighting gang members and corrupt cops.
Okay. So, like...
The only chance to bring downtown back to safety is to bring the boss to justice.
Okay.
But what does that mean? Except the ship that comes in is clearly like a military ship.
Yeah, we're waiting for the Iraqi Green Berets to arrive.
Okay.
And so player 1 is the deputy mayor and player 2 is the ombudsman or something.
Yeah, just some public officials apparently. Yeah, I'm responsible for parks. But
okay.
Where do you put this? This is interesting because this one I feel is one of the more unique games that we've played.
It absolutely is.
It's and I think it deserves some sort of credit for that, but I don't know if it deserves enough to crank it up to boss tier.
I do not think that was a boss tier. I think that like the Downtown 2 that will never happen.
Yeah. The Downtown 2 could be boss tier.
It's probably a boss tier. Like,
it probably has grabs.
Let me kick those dudes in the ribs.
Yes.
Give me a semblance of a story, and not just like kicking them when they're down is essential. Like, especially if you're going to animate them that way when they're getting up.
Yeah.
But a move set.
Yeah.
Is really the big missing piece there. I thought that the enemy variety was decent. Probably not enough to warrant stretching across 6 levels, but I had fun right through to the end.
Yeah.
Cost me about $5, you about 6.
About 6, yeah.
And we each have a quarter left over. We can get a gumball on the way out.
It was long. Like, we
very
played that
long.
for over an hour.
Yeah. So do we do Tough Turf now?
It's only 8:30 though.
Yeah. Okay. Let's dive in and hope that Tough Turf... if Tough Turf is any... maybe it'll be like a DJ Boy. Really, really short. I don't mean, awfully racist. I don't know why.
Yeah, why is yours making a sound? Doesn't usually do that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that song that James just sang us.
Yeah, I think it's because my Windows was otherwise in the File Explorer instead of an OBS. But okay, so
now
that's
we're jumping
Downtown,
over. Oops, sorry.
which I do believe is
To Tough Turf.
Okay, which is going to be, I
So,
think.
from what I understand through Googling,
Yeah.
unlike Downtown, which has at least a semblance of a story, Tough Turf has zero story.
Well, I texted to you, Greg, earlier today, the
Yes.
first line of the Wikipedia summary. So I'll read it right now, which, like, it sounds like it could also be the description of the of Downtown. Listen, up to 2 players control 2 men who look like office workers and proceed through warehouses and urban areas, beating up gang members. But the characters are not named and the game has no storyline.
Yeah. But, see, okay, you say that, but if at the end of this game, like, a Saddam Hussein-looking army guy comes in...
If at the end of this game, like, Mikhail Gorbachev...
Oh, you've unplugged my camera.
Your camera? Ah, jeez. No, I didn't.
Well, my camera...
Your camera did freeze, but that, I think, was just the...
Just the jiggling?
We'll get you fixed. It was... No, it was just the... The thing got overwhelmed. With me unplugging things. Wait. The thing that should have brought you back did not.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Okay.
No, I was slightly unplugged. I snapped it in.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You guys were still hearing me because we are using the same mic.
We're using a single microphone. It's not a... This is not a professional studio setup.
No.
Although it gets a little better all the time.
Every day, it's getting closer. All right.
That was an interesting... That's an interesting song to go to when I said it's getting better all the time.
Every day, it's getting closer.
Great song.
Yeah.
Just saying, there's a...
Buddy Holly B-side?
Yep. Is that even a B-side?
I believe it is B-side.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going in to Tough Turf, which at the very least we can say looks like it has a move set based on the fact that the flyer is telling you that both there's 3 buttons, so
and
we'll
you can hit
configure
them
those before we get started.
Yeah.
And they can be used in individually and in 2 combos of 2 buttons and by mashing all 3.
Okay.
So we'll definitely have to do some experimenting.
So it feels
here.
like we want it to be either the top or bottom buttons here. Is the setup?
Yeah. So
are.
we will configure before we go in. Oh, whoops! I gotta take back that quarter. There we go. All right. Let's fire up Tough Turf. I have not seen this 80s movie. Your mom.
Yeah, there is a
I've
movie that
heard of
comes
it.
up when you Google Tough Turf.
It's spelled the way you would expect the video game Tough Turf to be spelled. TUFF. Oops. Could use the US set.
That's fine.
Tough Turf.
Hey.
Tough Turf.
I like
Digitized
that.
voices. All right. I'll correct this thing on screen in a moment. But okay. Player 1. This is me. No, it's not. Oh, we gotta switch joysticks.
No,
Go.
that's okay.
That is okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Player 1, button 1. Oh no. Delete it first so that your button is not also my button. A.
E.
Oh my goodness. Okay, delete. I don't exactly understand the distinction because sometimes it overwrites, but sometimes you wind up like you keep thinking it's gonna overwrite and you wind up creating like 5 different. What? Right trigger minus?
Yeah, that's what that button.
All right, that's what it's called. Okay, that's fine. Okay, definitely clear this out for Greg.
Okay. And last one.
Okay,
All right, let's get in.
we've got all that set up.
We should be able to. Okay, let's
Now,
correct this.
Yeah, put it on the screen in a way that is visually appealing
Come
to
on,
people.
Bump. Let's go.
Come on, Bugs, let's go. Alright.
Yeah. Oh, no. You've made it worse. There you go.
Perfect. But it's good enough. Good enough for government work.
Are we clicked on?
Now we are.
There we are.
Some quarters in. And you've... Oh, that was your first press? Okay.
Yeah, that was my first press. Okay. Yes, CA is releasing us.
Come on,
you gotta
Bugs,
get it.
let's go.
No?
Is it a gamepad button? Okay.
I don't know. Okay, hold on.
Oop, I'm done.
Okay, don't, keyboard 1 should be one player start.
You got credits. You've given us just another credit here.
I guess there's no starting at this point. We gotta try again.
Yeah, okay. Restart us. That's odd.
That was very strange. Okay. Press your button. Okay. What's the story here? Can't possibly...
Top
like,
first. Come on, Punk, let's go.
I'm hitting. You can see my quarters
Yep.
going up.
Okay, so we have an issue here.
Do we have to hit simultaneously?
But that seems absurd.
Like, how am I supposed to join if I get a game over? How are you supposed to join if you get a game over?
Don't know. Okay.
I can put quarters in, but I can't stop.
Yeah. Okay, let's take another look here at the inputs for this machine. 2-player start, 1-player start are both set up properly.
Yeah.
But no, never mind. No. Okay. Is anything else doubled up? I do also have right bumper set up as a button. Maybe I could get by with that if you had already started. Let's try this again. This is weird so
Let's
far.
do it. Let's do a 1, 2, 3 thing here.
All right.
This time I'm gonna put in a coin. You also put in a coin. We got 9 coins in there already somehow. Okay. We seem to both be in.
I'm not at all clear on why, because I didn't even press my button this time. But here we are. Okay,
Come on,
we're playing.
Punk, let's
Yeah,
go.
these are men at a time. They got Popeye arms and they otherwise look like the monkeys. Okay, so by default the buttons are punch, jump, and kick. The 2 left buttons together crouch.
Yeah.
So I guess we've got a duck, and possibly that's also how we pick up dropped items.
God, I'm getting used to not controlling the direction of my guy.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, the jump and kick at the same time is a jump kick. It's harder than you would think to hit.
Try kneeling. You
Got
did
it. We got a real chunky movement here.
Yeah, they feel chunky as well.
Yo,
Like these guys, this feels almost like Double Dragon 3 levels of like slow moving but like satisfying hits. Have you tried all 3 buttons at once, Greg?
I did. It doesn't.
It drops your weapon if you have it. Not what I wanted to happen. And you do have to press jump and kick simultaneously to do a jump kick. You cannot jump and then choose the kick in midair. Hey, see if you can grab that bottle or whatever this guy just dropped.
Oh,
no,
it's shattered.
Never mind, you have something. Oh, of course, that's what's going on visually. It's like, it looks kind of weird.
Looks almost like it's broken. It looks like a bunch of pieces. Oh, you want to pick up that pipe?
Got it.
let's well.
Interesting that we are... They palette swapped our clothes, but not our hair.
No, we're just two blonde guys.
We're two twins. Presumably, we work for the city.
Yeah, because city officials.
I'm a traffic engineer.
I mostly work in data entry. Okay.
Go.
Graphics are nice. I like the style of the backgrounds.
This guy's very defined text.
Yeah, there's an almost like pastel is not the right word, but like there is a crayon-iness to this.
Yeah, there's something to the color
There's
palette.
a texture.
There's something to the color palette.
There is less of a moveset than I had hoped when we saw the 3-button control with defined combos. No throws, no grapples,
Stage 1.
no. I haven't tried crouching on a downed opponent because maybe the crouch control is how you mount them.
Yes, possible.
I'm gonna try that because any game goes up a notch in my regard.
You can do it. Yeah.
If I can mount those enemies and punch them in the face while they're down.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, red tank top guy is like a dude who like was in great shape. So he's got the pecs, but he's kind of let himself go.
Yeah. So they've started to sag in a big way.
No approaching on a downed opponent. Approach is purely I think it's defensive. Like I think you do avoid being hit.
Hey, you can pick up. You can pick up.
Music's pretty good.
Music is pretty good.
Pretty straightforward, like Sega arcade games.
Like this is a very this is we were talking before the stream about the 8 tenets of roguelikes. This is very much filling the
This hits your. This is the very purest set of things you need for a beat 'em up.
yeah. We got the
Lead pipe weapons, a bunch of generic thugs, including occasionally tall ones who are shirtless. Palette swap dudes walking through urban environments, punching them.
Yep.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Like I'm having an okay time. I'm not having a bad time by any means. We have some additional like there are platforms on top of platforms.
Let's well.
Wow.
I'm not sure how much it's adding to the game. Really.
Ooh, new weapon. This is a bat.
Oh, sweet.
Seems to
A
have-
very spiky bat.
Damn. Oop, is that me dead? No. Pick up that bat. There you go.
Ah. Alright, I'm ready. Have we determined? Hey, Stupitsky!
Come on.
Excellent,
let's
excellent
go.
combo of emotes. Whoa, whoa!
What?
This guy was just jumping at me doing a very silly looking splash, I guess. He was spreading his arms as he jumped
Oh,
towards me.
yeah.
Ooh, this guy doesn't know how to swing a bat, but it's actually a very effective technique. Are you locked out now?
Yes.
We're having a weird problem. We couldn't even get started in the game for a while because we couldn't get both players to start.
Like we have 8 credits, but it's not letting me use any of them. You can see my counter going up, but the button does nothing.
Oh. Yeah.
Nor does any of the other buttons.
What did you press the time that it worked and we got started?
Just
Because it
9.
worked for both of us that
Yeah,
time.
I just used the button that I've been using.
So that's a very odd quirk. I wish I had gone to the pub with my coworkers today. Instead, I didn't even go to the staff meeting because I had too much work to do.
Alright, well, James, it's up to you.
I'll just play. I mean, I haven't lost much health. Maybe I can beat Tough Turf.
Maybe. What is it? Is this stage 2 or stage 3?
Or maybe we get a continue screen and we both start again soon. This is stage 3.
Yeah.
The warehouse was stage 2.
So already this
So
game
now
is-
we're in
this is
another,
going fast.
yet another absurd sewer. This sewer appears to have levels,
Yep.
in addition to like dungeon prisons with gates and stuff.
Those aren't too weird.
It's more the height of the level we seem to be
Yeah,
on.
it's the level. It's the level we seem to be on is very deep. So most of what we think of as sewers in films and TV are actually for water drainage. The sort of iconic New York sewer layout is actually a layout that represents some of its water drainage areas. Not very many or all by any stretch.
No, lots of the sewers are not that big or
No,
spacious.
they're tiny pipes. That is a sewer most of the time. But they do have areas not dissimilar to this, if not this.
Well,
Well,
probably dissimilar to this.
Well, I was gonna say, not this, like, cavernous. But there are probably areas that are, like, that sort of grading along the bottom, and the sort of, a raised level that a single person could walk on. Not 6 or 7 people else can walk on these levels above the water. Okay.
Game over. Gonna give us a continued countdown that will work, maybe?
I'm hitting buttons. And
No.
No, it's let me input my name.
Is this just a no continues game?
Just a no continues game? I suppose they had those in the arcade.
Oh, you can write your name.
Oh wow, you can.
These aren't initials.
Well, I'll just do my initials. That's all you get.
And then a W at the end. Okay.
Okay, I'm in. But you're not, because you took too long. I
What?
went back at stage 1.
Downtown
Okay.
was cool.
Downtown was interesting, yeah.
Tough Turf,
Oh.
just
come on,
the progression
let's
mechanics in this
go.
game are very strange.
So,
How it feels like it's probably an emulation thing. How hard
Yeah.
it is to start.
I'm going to say this, James.
Yes.
I'm going to play here.
Yep.
You run us through the what's coming this week. But I'm going to say now that maybe between shows you work out whether or not this is some sort of emulation issue, or if this is just a no continues game where you have a very limited amount of time to hit the stop
It
button.
definitely seems like a no continues game because it didn't offer us
No.
we didn't
Yo.
try to continue, and it's not saying 1-up, press start. It's saying 1-up, game over.
Yeah. So you work on that, and then if not, we'll call it here on Tough Turf.
Okay.
In which case I would say, a lower mid-tier. Like, it's not, I don't think it's Goon. I
No.
think it's, I think it's a very capable game.
Yeah, it's entirely competent.
But it's
like
it's
the art.
not-
I like the art style is cool. Just
I-
like the
Wow.
thinly sketched hero faces and like just the texture of the backgrounds and stuff.
I just think when it comes time for us to decide, like, the general rankings, we'll go Tough Turf. Which one was Tough Turf? And we'll say,
We'll remember Tough Turf because
Yeah.
it's the one that like makes you
didn't let you
beg it to-
continue. Yeah.
like
That's what we'll remember it as, not any of the gameplay or any of that, which I
No.
think kind of spells.
we won't even necessarily remember it as the game where 2 players control 2 office workers who walk through the streets fighting thugs, but they are not named and there's no story. Because that also describes Downtown,
Yeah, and
which was a more distinctive game.
much
than
more
this.
memorable game. All right, well, run us through the week, James. Tell us what's coming.
Okay, so yeah, what is coming? Well, hey, holy smokes! This Friday, we've been on a 2-week hiatus for I don't even know why. Rich didn't explain when he told us.
I think he was just in an area where the timing wouldn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it was being a track coach related. And but now we're back. We're back for episode 50, and barring some unforeseen disaster, knock on my wooden coaster. Barring some unforeseen disaster, it's going to be Michaela's debut as our new
Yeah.
player too. Only 4 months after I started hyping
Go.
that. they will both be, from what I can gather, visiting Michaela's family. So, like, no work involved. So, like, there has to be a real disaster now to stop Michaela's debut from happening. So that's exciting. So Friday Night Frosthaven, I don't even know what we're doing yet. I gotta look up a scenario and gotta hope the outpost phase is relatively. I'll try to keep that part moving. Maybe we'll. I know they said they needed 9:30 start.
Maybe we'll start at 9 and knock some of it out.
Get through
Is that
the
what you're
outpost
suggesting?
part. Like Michaela has to make the choice in the road event, but
Yes.
maybe we'll. Maybe we can get through it. We'll see. We'll figure that out. But we're going in for episode 50 of Friday Night Frosthaven.
Yo.
So, in general, one thing that this Twitch channel has always been a product of has been me late in life being diagnosed with ADHD, and then suddenly developing a whole lot of executive function that I never had before, and being able to do things in my life besides work. And if you told, like, another thing that this Twitch channel arose from is that me and Rich and our friend that you hear us refer to sometimes, Robert, used to always come up with, like, I remember once Robert had like we're gonna do a podcast, and he had the whole concept, and then it was like, all right, James, do all the work of figuring out how to do the podcast, and that never happened. Or, you know, we would talk about this or that. I remember even just like not with Rich and Robert, but with other friends in junior high. You know, we're gonna make a website where we review. Always really like the idea of making some kind of thing,
Let's well.
like some kind of regular publication or broadcast. And also, I love video games, both on for entertainment level and as an art form. And so I always wanted to have some outlet for sharing my thoughts about video games. And so it all came together. My brain started working a little bit better. Time was right. And so I happened to choose a lot of games to do on the stream that I never would have had the patience for in the past. And as part of a testimony to my patience, or just my newfound ability to stick to things, we've made it to episode 50 of something. And it's the successor series, because we did 30-some episodes of Friday Night Forgotten Circles. So wow,
Let's
like
go.
the idea, I never would have believed when I was 34 years old that I would ever make part 50 of anything. So
Ooh, that guy has some
that's a
reach.
good feeling.
Yeah.
And yeah, so episode 50, that's exciting.
Yes.
And I'm gonna guess that Rich isn't gonna have a really hard stop.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got a hot start, but it sounds like if
Hard
he's,
start,
if he's
but not
just
stop.
if he's just with family, as long as
Yeah.
as long as his various children are well, then he should be okay.
So that's promising. Then, meanwhile, on the weekends, I still play games. On Saturday,
Sure do.
King's Quest VII: The Princeless Bride. I have a feeling, you know, you never know when I could get stuck on a puzzle for a while, but I got a feeling that this Saturday we complete King's Quest VII: The Princeless Bride, and thereby wrap up what we can call the good part of the King's Quest series. Which does not mean we're done.
Nope.
So I'm excited for that because I was a little low energy last weekend. I don't know if that came across to the folks at home, but I still had fun with what I got through of Nightmare in Etheria, Chapter 5 and Princeless Bride. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all comes together and then watching the good part of the series right off into the sunset and getting ready for a very different thing. Because most of the games I've done on my weekend streams have been games that I chose specifically because I expected them to be excellent.
Mhm.
I have not yet done a full playthrough of a game that I expect to be real bad. But we're going to give that a shot next. So King's Quest VII wraps up. I'm going to take 1 week off for some Lolo or something.
Yeah.
And then we'll be into the dark times. Come Sunday, well, I just wrapped up Ultima Underworld 2. And so right now, I'm putting in some time on Super Mario Maker 2, specifically creator Warspy King's suite of levels, which he or she, or they, calls Super 1-1 World, which is exactly what it sounds like. Just a suite of variations on the classic 1-1 from Super Mario Bros. There's a sitcom naming convention where most of the levels are called, or they're all called 1-1, but it's,
Yeah.
here's the gimmick. In fact, the first one is 1-1, but it's actually 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was 1-1, but it's from memory. I didn't study it closely enough to even see where the creator got anything wrong. But then progressing into increasingly wacky, using a lot of the classic Super Mario Maker 2 mechanics, a lot of the beloved gimmicks, like you can't look right. That wasn't actually fun, but I respected the craft. Anyway, it's been very cool, and I'm going to do that for at least one more week. And then the next game on the docket for that, after that, for Sundays, is Quest for Glory 5 Dragon Fire. So I'm going to start Mask of Eternity, King's Quest, and Quest for Glory 5 Dragon Fire at the same time. And we're going to have a themed set of weekend streams for a couple weeks of watching Sierra, of the venerable institution of Sierra, collide with trends in the late 90s North American video games industry and die. From what I understand, Quest for Glory 5 is more of a like, well, this would have been better if it was just like the other ones. But okay. And it wraps up the story well and stuff like that. That's the impression I've got as the conventional wisdom. That is not the conventional wisdom on King's Quest Mask of Eternity, which seems to be almost universally hated. Well, guess what? I'm going to play them both at the same time. We're going to get a lot of, we'll learn something.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's one of the trends I was thinking of. Like, obviously...
That is a trend of the late 90s.
3D graphics trends was also a problem. Because, oh man, I've only looked at screenshots of Mask of Eternity, and only a couple at that, and only years ago. So, and yet I remember them looking like shit. I have seen the intro of Quest for Glory 5 while I was working on the custom stream frame, so to get some screenshots. Put it on mute so I didn't spoil the story, but oh my god, it looks like shit. Yeah. It's one of those things, And yet it's extra frustrating to me because I was just the right age to hit, me and my friends all hit adolescence in 1997. So I've been called a lot of homophobic slurs by my friends for still playing games that have 2D graphics. When anyone who's not an F slur would realize that 3D is the future.
There was a lot of games. I was trying to think of a major series that completely resisted 3D. I've landed on Mega Man, but it also kind of stopped putting out new console games. It sort of switched to handheld, which did not fall into 3D, mostly because of hardware limitations.
I believe one of the later Mega Man X games went 3D.
Did it go fully 3D or just 3D sprites, though? Because even that's a distinction.
I mean, I think there is one late Mega Man X game that is not a side-scroller. But
I was just about to say Legends,
Legends.
Mom. Yeah, it just came to me. I was like, what, Legends?
But Mega Man Legends is a sub-series.
It is, yeah. But I mean, they're all kind of sub-series of each other.
Yes, but just the core Mega Man series never went to 3D gameplay. Or sprites.
Yes.
As far as I'm aware. I haven't played Mega Man 8 in a long time.
No, I don't. I think it skipped over that period. I think by then they'd stopped making Mega Man.
There aren't many series that avoided it entirely.
No.
Castlevania is an interesting case where they started a whole new branch and made one of their most acclaimed games sticking to 2D. And then they were also but let's make some real shitty 3D games.
Yeah.
Because that's the trend. And, some games obviously survived the transition.
Oh, yeah.
Mario 64 is famously a great game, although it looks like shit.
It does now, yeah. I mean, it did at the time.
Yeah.
But we were blinded by the novelty.
I mean, no, not even blinded by the novelty. It was just that you were aware that the novelty was real.
Yeah.
I never played Lemmings 3D. Lemmings 3D sounds like a concept that, with very, very careful design by experienced designers who are used to working in 3D, you could make it work.
But that wasn't what Lemmings 3D was.
But that can't possibly be what it is.
No.
Because, otherwise, Lemmings sounds like it has the possibility to totally lose, being funneled, having the Lemmings really tightly funneled kind of seems essential to the gameplay there. Yeah. NetHack never went 3D. I've been playing NetHack lately. Yeah. But anyway, so that'll be fun. That's some Sunday away from now, because I'll just be playing Mario Maker 2. Oh man, your mom. I have made it nowhere yet, largely because although I intellectually understand that it's a turn-based game, you don't need to go super fast. In fact, if you do, you're constantly going to be like, "Oops, I was resting to recover a couple of hit points, and I held the spacebar down so long that a goblin came and hit me 70 times, and now I'm dead." It's tough. I'm having a ton of fun with it, but I'm not making much progress. But I am also dying some hilarious deaths, including forgetting that I was in Mine Town and being like, "Oh, this door is locked. I'll kick it in." And then the town guard killed me because you're not allowed to break into the locked homes of Mine Town.
Yeah. I mean, you're not allowed to break into the locked homes of most places in most towns.
Yeah, that's the law in Mine Town. So, anyway, real fun game, though. What am I trying to say here? For now, Mario Maker 2, specifically Super 1-1 World, and also a viewer last time kept being like, "Check out this code." I don't know if it was one of their levels or whatever. I wrote it down somewhere on an index card. No, tabletop RPG groups, unless you build in some kind of virtue mechanic that you also communicate to them very clearly and explicitly, where their characters will become less powerful if they behave unvirtuously or counter to their alignment, you can't get those people to do anything appropriate. Although I always try to, depending on how I've conceived the character. I once forced my friend to create an entire separate, because he casually was like, "Here's the town where, like Karma, or even more strongly, like the literal virtue scores in Ultima 4, where if you don't achieve enlightenment and all the virtues, you can't finish the game." I once forced my friend designed a town where he used like the stat blocks of Warforged and the concept of the Warforged to be like, this is a town where they have basically Warforged do all the labor because their war making capacity has been deactivated and they are under control of the town. And so I was like, based on the character I was playing and his morality, I was like, well, this is slavery and I'm going to be a jerk about it. And so I kept confronting every NPC that we met until the point that my friend, to his credit, created a whole 4 or 5 session arc of us causing an uprising that he hadn't planned on.
That reminds me of when as DM I had them going into a factory, and when they got I revealed that the factory foreman was using undead labor illegally, and that was my point, was that it was both unethical because it was necromancy, but also illegal. And they were like, well, why would it be illegal though? So I had to come up on the fly that it's because the town had a strong union, and they had argued they had really gotten through some laws that made it tough on all magically enchanted workforce labor that didn't compensate in some way the average man.
Nice. Here's a deep cut reference for you, Greg. When Grant Morrison, working with DC, did a 7 Soldiers limited series.
I'm well aware of it, yeah.
In the Clarion the Witch Boy sub-series of that series, that is in the town that Clarion lives in, what they do is they resurrect their dead to force them to perform labor. And I remember that the opening scene is him resurrecting his grandfather or something, and his grandfather being like, "No, let me sleep." Yeah. Anyway, slavery, it's wrong.
Yeah.
And in case you were wondering, I bring the exact, if the character calls for it, I bring the exact same goody-goody role-playing choices that I make in every video game I play to the table. All right. So, then, before you know it, it'll be Tuesday. And maybe we'll find out a way that we can reliably play Tough Turf a couple more times, or maybe not. At any rate, next Tuesday is episode 50 of Greg and James Beat 'em Up, where we will play game 50. Although, hopefully, going forward, we will have a more than 1 game per episode pace.
Yeah.
Because actually, the reason that's so slow is because of numerous beat-em-up RPGs and for the lengthy detour we took into Double Dragon Gaiden when it came out.
Great game.
Yeah, like we have been well over a 1 game per episode pace in phase 2, and I expect to stay that way.
Yeah,
which is
I
good
expect even to
because
speed up, maybe.
after today we still have 87 games left to go before we played every beat 'em up through 1993. So, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 1 second here. There.
What if that's just where the stream ended? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Blank.
Wanna just so there's something visual on screen, Greg? There you go. And take
I
a
got that
solo.
eventually. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking around all the way to the end if you did. Please follow us down below or subscribe. James is, of course, offering 30 days of conditional love.
And you get all of the channel emotes.
Yes, join the emote
Somebody
boys.
on Sunday threw in their channel points because you can get unlock 1 random subscriber emote. So he threw in the channel points and then immediately said, "Oh man, I got the redheaded girl. I was hoping for the brown-haired guy." I don't know if he meant you or me. I'm free, so I think he meant you.
Good.
At any rate, you can have them all. You don't have to be disappointed that you get Danielle.
Oh Lord, could be. There's a variety of.
He got Danielle. I know because he used her.
Well,
yeah.
Again, thank you for joining us, and remember, until next time, violence is never the answer, except in video games. Bye
And
bye.
municipal politics. See you later.